Hi there, this is Matt Ruby, and this is my reflection video for the Showcase Final Activity. In this video, I'll cover all these things listed on this slide. You should recognize them. They're the components of the assignment that Beth gave us. Rather than talking about ADDIE specifically and working that into the conversation with words, you'll notice on each slide in the upper left-hand corner, there'll be a little ADDIE bug up there that'll tell you how I think things relate to ADDIE. So just keep an eye out for that in the first part of this presentation. The first work product was the chart that established the work parameters. This is that grid that Beth gave to us. The most important part of this is the learning objective. In this case, it was SPCA volunteer dog walkers 16 years and older will complete a series of training videos after which they will be able to walk kenneled dogs in accordance with SPCA guidelines and without reportable incident. I had two excellent resources for analysis of the work, though I obviously didn't have a problem statement or a chance to evaluate a root cause. So, back to the resources. First, I had the Humane Society of Harrisburg Volunteer Handbook. Second, I had Mara, the retired sled dog. She demands excellent walks and has been training me for years. To get my head wrapped around an initial structure, I used Google Jamboard to build a pre-storyboard. The storyboard itself was a simple Google Doc. I cobbled it together from several templates available on the internet. My prototype consisted of the slides and script that would ultimately be the backbone of the Camtasia video. For visual resources, I relied exclusively on unsplash.com. It's a free visual content service, though there are fee-based services for premium images offered on the site. It's a great resource and much cheaper than Adobe stock. My production tools were pretty straightforward. A 2-year-old MacBook Pro, an iPhone X, an Audio-Technica cardioid USB mic. This model, the ATR 2100, is only $30 and does a great job. And I'm no expert at this. I just saw good reviews and ordered it a while ago. I used PowerPoint for my slides and Camtasia to edit the project. Looking at the evaluation phase, we had 3 stages of feedback in this assignment. Our group feedback, this reflection in this video, and the feedback we will receive on this video. I really appreciated that this was an iterative process given the short amount of time we had. We actually had 2 rounds of feedback, and that iteration definitely helped me. If we had actually implemented or deployed our projects, I would expect to see the following. In the analysis phase, an iterative cycle of content development and outlining with SMEs. In design, we could have prototyped and gotten feedback from SMEs and managers and other stakeholders until we felt we really had it. At the develop phase, we could have added and tested iterations with stakeholders as needed. With the actual implementation, we would have the massive amount of information that comes from day one, all the glitches and the I don't get it feedback. And we'd also have the behavioral click data of our users. The evaluation stage would then have been informed with a much richer pool of quantitative and qualitative data. Finally, everything discussed above adds human and organizational work that would push out a deadline, and I think that's something I'm definitely going to need more practice with. There are a host of things I would do differently, given more time or starting over. First, I'd spend more time creating thoughtful and compelling graphics. I'd smooth over several rough edges of the audio. I'd make better use of Camtasia's features. And finally, I'd fix several editing areas that were aesthetically, if not functionally, jarring. Stepping back to look at ADDIE in the big picture, it's a traditional waterfall management approach. It provides clarity and reassurance with its tonnage of scope and management documentation, and as a result is slower and more costly. The SAM, or Successive Approximation Method, is less linear and relies on evaluation of successive iterations to reach the final product. This can be faster and less costly, but requires laser precision in and ongoing focus on project definitions and outcome requirements so things don't go off the rail. Myself, I think I've found that I would be blending iterations inside of ADDIE, so sort of a blended SAM-ADDIE approach. In sum, I appreciated this assignment. It was actually a kind of SAM approach to diving into instructional design. My big takeaway is slow down, the method will get you there. This is such detail-oriented work, it's critical to have method discipline. The more practice I get with this, the better I'll be at estimating project time and turning out a high-quality product that meets the learning objective. Thank you very much, and thanks for being part of this course.